All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's What's Up Wednesday. My name is Melena Miner. I'm our membership marketing coordinator on the team here at ELV. You probably have seen me before. I was started these way back when in the day. Today, I'm joined by Patrick Mullins, who is the manager of strategic partnerships with Spark Learning Labs, Indiana. So welcome, Patrick, and thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me. We're looking forward to it.
Good deal. So thank you to everyone who is joining us today live as well. If you have not heard of ELV Early Learning Ventures before, we're a 501c3 nonprofit based out of Colorado, and our mission is to expand access to quality and affordable childcare. I have links in the description of this video to take you to our website where you can learn more about us and our resources offered, as well as access our full What's Up Wednesday playlist of past videos. Since we are live today, if you have any questions that come up while we're talking, please go ahead and just add those to the chat. And we will currently be hosting a giveaway for a $20 Kroger gift card. And to be entered to win, we'd like you to share some back to school tips or tricks in the comments of our What's Up Wednesday videos. This giveaway will be 7 weeks long, and each comment earns you an additional entry. So we encourage you to join us each week, whether that's live or watching the recordings later on. All right, Patrick, we'll get right into it. Go ahead and start us off by introducing yourself and telling us a bit about you and your role at Spark.
Absolutely. So like you said, I'm Patrick Mullins. I'm a manager of strategic partnerships at Spark Learning Lab, Indiana. What that means is I help to work with partners such as yourself, who are doing great things for providers in the state of Indiana, as well as help with our business team and the implementation of different projects that the Office of Early Childhood and Out of School Learning helps us with. So part of the way that we got to meet each other is through our child care management system. And the implementation of that for our providers in Indiana. Spark, however, does a lot of things. So we are the training and technical assistance provider for the entire state of Indiana. So what that means is if you need training, if you need coaching, if you need resources, we are the one-stop shop for that. So anything from, again, child care management system, business practices, observations, lesson planning, we do it all. So we're super excited to be able to, once again, get to work with partners like yourself and share a little bit more about what we do.
Awesome. So give us a quick overview of the work that you and your team are doing to support childcare providers in the state of Indiana today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to focus in on our business team since that's the one that I help oversee. Sure. So we got started in actually the fall of 2023. We found out that we were going to be implementing childcare management systems into the state of Indiana. And so with that, we were able to get a number of vendors, with Alliance Corp, powered by Early Learning Ventures, being one of them. And so our role has been able to help providers make the right choice for their program. So letting them know what every single vendor has, what they're great at. We love getting to share. If it takes more than 2 minutes, just call us with Early Learning Ventures. And we've had a lot of providers take advantage of that. And so now our role is to help, now that we've gotten them through that application phase, is to help them get the most out of their system, find out what they're looking to do, what they need to do, and make sure that they have the knowledge and skills to be able to implement that in their program, and then be able to show anybody else who may need to do it. And so being able to lean on Early Learning Ventures as the experts in that, we're just the support arm, the boots on the ground to be able to make sure that providers have an additional helping hand when they're looking to do something. And if they're not able to find it and we're not able to find it, then we just reach out, and we've always been able to get something figured out.
Yeah, we appreciate that middleman kind of role that you guys have taken on. It's been great. So how does your business coaching team support providers in effectively using a childcare management system, CCMS, as we like our acronyms around here? And how do you help them feel confident through that process?
Yeah, so our role in supporting that is to find out what you're having issues with. What is your least favorite part of being an administrator? Mm-hmm. So once we find out what that is, whether that's collecting payments from families, whether that's entering and keeping attendance, all of the record keeping that is necessary to be in compliance, we find out what that is. And then we say, well, guess what? There's a help article. There's a video, there's a feature that we can set you up with. And so we talk about the benefits of automating that. And being able to then bring that knowledge to the provider to be able to do that, and then ease up a little bit of their time and let them be able to enjoy what they're doing a little bit more, getting rid of that administrative burden that they may have had otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. So kind of speaking on that enjoyment part of their role, could you share a story of something that stands out and about something impactful coaching experience that you've had?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of our providers who have signed up with Alliance Corps are family child care home providers. And with that comes a different sort of feeling than you may get with a different sort of license type. And so what we've heard from a lot of our family child care home providers is, I don't enjoy collecting funds from families. I'm not great at keeping. Yeah, right. It's hard work. It's uncomfortable, but it's necessary because you own and operate a business. And so what we've been able to encourage and see, especially with a couple providers who are just like, I don't want to do this. You can't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. We just introduced them to the billing feature to be able to say, you have a contract. This is how much you're billing for, keeping it transparent for everyone, and keeping it matter of fact. And so instead of chasing down for payments, they're now able just to share those billing statements, receive their funds through the early Alliance Core system, and not have to have those uncomfortable moments. And so they're saving time that they would have to spend chasing down families, doing billing, and they're able to put that into the things that they enjoy more. Right. So instead of spending 3 hours on billing, they're able to spend more time on lesson planning. They're able to take time for themselves, because especially as owner operators, we know they're doing a lot. And so they're able to put that time back into themselves because they've saved it by utilizing the features that they have within the Alliance Core system.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking a little bit more on those benefits, what are some of those key benefits that you've seen for childcare providers using a childcare management system to help them run that business?
The automation of it.
Yeah.
Being able to repeat tasks in a easier way than you were before. You're not using as much pencil and paper. You know where everything is. And you're able to complete what used to take an hour into 10 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on what you're looking to do, because all of the system is already there. It's already built, and you just need to take advantage of it. And so we've seen that time saving where they're able to catch up on lesson planning during that nap time. If a kid wakes up early, that's okay, because you've already gotten done what you need to get done, and you're not working those extra hours at the end of the night.
Right.
We've seen some really cool things we help a lot of our family child care home providers with their time space percentage. And we've seen that number of hours worked outside shrink slowly but steadily the more and more they're able to utilize this. And so they're able to see the cost savings of not having to pay themselves, not having to bring in somebody else to do some of this work by just using this system.
Yeah. And there's a bit of a learning curve with anything like that too. So that the support system is the client support specialists of the system that's exactly what they're there for. So they can hold their hand as much as needed. So can you share a bit about how the management systems can help providers manage those payments from both the public funding and private pay regarding billing for their families?
Yeah, absolutely. So I kind of alluded to that private pay, and being able to show that billing, having a record to show exactly what has happened, when it's happened, and why. But what we've recently seen, and it feels like it was longer ago than it is, but in the middle of July, we were able to include what we're calling in Indiana pay by enrollment. So linking the child care management systems to our child care development fund payments and attendance keeping. And so we've seen a lot of excitement about not having to use the system we had before, where again, you're chasing down parents, you're asking them to swipe these cards that sometimes you forget, because we all forget things, and being able to do it all within your child care management system. And so the amount of time and effort and pain that has been spared by implementing these systems and being able to use the attendance you're already keeping in Alliance Core and being able to get paid for those subsidy families is huge.
It's so
and we've heard nothing but good things. Again, growing pains.
Sure.
But once you get past those, nothing but positive feedback around that and what they've been able to do with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what are some of the common struggles providers when first using a child care management system, and kind of how are we helping overcome that for newbies, essentially?
Respectfully, the biggest struggle that we see is perception. Of this is new. I don't know what it is. I don't like it. I don't want to use it. You can't make me.
So true.
That growth mindset of I've never used this system. I don't know what this system, I'm not into technology.
Sure.
we've been able to partner with other organizations. I'm going to give them a shout out because I
Sure.
love their product. North
Yep.
Star, they have digital literacy tools that we've been able to set
Mm.
providers up with. So
Yeah.
anything from turning on a computer, using Microsoft Excel, Docs,
Yeah.
PowerPoint, Google Docs, all of those to be able to say, this technology isn't as scary as you think. And then especially once they get to talk to someone and actually walk through the system and see how intuitive it is. It's really getting past that.
Right.
That has been our biggest challenge of, I don't do technology. And then once they get in there, it's really just making sure a lot of I do, we do, you do.
Right.
Being able to model that for them and seeing it put into practice. And then once they have that, it's very repeatable. And we've seen a lot of success with it. But it's just, reminding yourself you can do it. You are talented. You've got this.
And having the variety of tools is so crucial because everyone learns different. So if that's a paper version or if it's a human being, we can kind of meet them where they're at in terms of both of those. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as someone who has been both a provider and now a coach, can you share some advice for a provider who's not using a management system yet and might be hesitant to kind of dip that foot in and get started?
Yeah, whatever excuse you're giving yourself to not do it, it's not worth it. Whether it is, it's one of those where if you invest an hour learning how to do something over the course of a month, you're going to save yourself 3 hours. If you
Absolutely.
are afraid to invest the money into a childcare management system, the amount of time and effort you're going to save alone will be worth it. But then all of those collections that you may not have made otherwise, that you'll be able to through either automatic billing, automatic payments through families, having another way for families to be able to pay you that you may not have had before. Those are whatever excuses you have. They're not as rock solid as you think.
Sure. Step back and really kind of deep dive into that. And yeah, kind of don't get in your own way about it. Change is hard, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah.
And again, it's an investment, but it's not just an investment in yourself and your business, but it's also an investment in the children you're looking after.
Absolutely.
Because again, if you're able to free up that time and if you're less frustrated about something, you're going to be presenting yourself much better for those students that we're looking after.
Yeah.
And that we want those positive outcomes for.
100%. Yeah. So as providers do continue to embrace using a childcare management system and kind of get their feet even more wet, what future goals do you have for supporting them and ensuring that they do get the most of the system of their choosing?
We want to know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What do we know what the systems can do, but we also know that with the way that things are progressing, there's so much more from 2 months ago than now that are within these.
Yeah.
And so making sure that we're not just capturing what you want to do and seeing and letting you know what the system can do, but what do you want to do? And then seeing what availability we have within this. And this is one of the things that I've loved with getting to partner with you all is that if we have an idea, I'm going to use an example of safe sleep practices. We had our safe sleep work group here at Spark Learning Lab reach out and say, hey, we want to make sure our goal is zero safe sleep instances, zero safe sleep violations. And how can we use these childcare management systems to do that? And instead of saying, well, we'll see, immediately jumping in and getting that positive feedback. So we love to hear that of if there's something that is going to be in the best interest of these programs and these children,
bring it up.
It's possible.
Yeah.
And if we can't figure it out, we'll work together to see what we can do.
We'll get those answers. Yeah.
That's my future goal is just anything that we need to do to make these systems, these processes better for those individuals that are using it and ultimately be able to get those outcomes that we want.
Right. We're all game. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Well, that's about it. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to leave with us today and anyone watching?
Yeah, just take the leap.
Yeah.
Try it out. If you're on the fence about a childcare management system, that's why they have demos.
Yes.
It's just like buying a car. Only it doesn't immediately depreciate. So that's pretty cool. It is an investment that will continue to pay off. So take that test run, try those demos. Don't be afraid to try new things.
Mm-hmm.
If you think it's going to benefit you, give it a go. But I think that would be my final thought when it comes to childcare management systems and just operating your business in general. give it a try.
Coming from someone who runs the demos, just demo. You're not going to,
Yes.
it's not a waste of time. Just do it. Awesome. Thank you so much, Patrick. We do appreciate your time today, and we'll see everyone next time. Have a good one.
Thank you.